For most of us, spending more money means having fewer restrictions. Whether you're getting a 5-star hotel suite so you don't have to worry about noise and cleaning complaints, or hiring a chauffeur so you don't have to worry about the road or navigation, as a general rule of thumb, spending more money means that you'll have an easier time getting through life. That being said, occasionally when you spend extra money, that also comes with an increase in rules and restrictions. And nowhere is that more true than in the case of the world's most exclusive car maker, Rolls-Royce. And so today, we're taking a look at a few of those ridiculous rules that people who want to own Rolls-Royces have to follow. Starting with number 10, Rolls-Royce gets all your car data. While many of us think of Rolls-Royce as a manufacturer, the truth is that the company is just as invested in the services they offer as well as the cars themselves. And for them to be able to provide those services, like emergency warnings, timely updates whenever you have to get your car tuned, and everything else, the company needs to have 24/7 access to your car's internal data. So, by default, all Rolls-Royces are fitted with computers that send the company vital car data like engine temperatures, coolant levels, car mileage, range, and even more private stuff like how the car is being driven, how often it is maintained, and even the actual car's journey, which are tracked remotely. So, all in all, it wouldn't be a good idea to have one of these if you're planning a heist. Number 9. You cannot ghost the company's calls. Admittedly, while that sounds scary, this one is actually an insanely useful feature that truly goes to show just how much the company cares about its customers. You see, remember that data we mentioned earlier? Well, it also includes stuff that indicates emergencies. This is stuff like sensors that are triggered whenever an airbag is ejected or the car gets into a crash. Even if one of these things happens, an immediate SOS call will be sent out to the nearest Rolls-Royce emergency center, which will then proceed to try and contact the owner. And in the case that the owner is unable to pick it up, the center will inform all nearby emergency services and alert them of the location of the accident so the owner can be rescued. As the company itself puts it, in the event of an activation of an airbag or crash sensors, the vehicle will automatically trigger a call to the nearest emergency services call center. Already aware of your location, the emergency services will then attempt to make contact with the driver or passenger and dispatch emergency services if no response is received. So what do you know? Having a Rolls-Royce has the potential to save someone's life. By the way, if you want to discover how to make a full-time income from YouTube without showing your face or even recording any videos, check out our free YouTube training in the description. The training will be free for a limited time and there's only a few spots left, so don't miss out. Number 8. You need a court document to protect your privacy. Now, I'm sure that having heard all that, you're probably thinking that these services are something like Apple's Find My iPhone and are a simple set of settings that I can turn off when I want, right? Well, as expected, it's not that simple to fully relinquish these services. In case you want privacy, you have to sign a legal waiver for the company. This is just how crucial these services are to the company. What do you guys think? If you had access to services like these, would you keep them? Or is privacy far too important to you? Do let us know in the comments below. Number 7. You are only allowed a few select repair shops. When buying an exclusive car, a problem many people face is finding reliable repair shops because, let's face it, chances are that your local gas station repair shop probably won't have any Lamborghini brakes on hand when you need them on a Monday evening. But in the case of Rolls-Royce, the problem is just not circumstantial, but instead an actual rule. That's right, to the surprise of absolutely no one, Rolls-Royce officially allows a handful of shops in an area to operate on one of their cars. And if you're thinking that that's too much of a hassle, especially in the case of an emergency, don't worry, Rolls-Royce has got you covered there too. Because in case your car fails at the side of the road, the company will arrange an authorized mechanic to travel to your location, all with just one call. Number 6. Not all paint will stick. Now, if a company can make a fuss about who can change a couple of nuts and bolts, it won't come as a shock to anyone that Rolls-Royce is even more touchy about who can paint or mod their cars. Especially since they often patent paint colors for customers if they choose to have the company mix them a custom one. So if after the fact you want to make any changes, say have it gold-plated like many rich Arab princes are known to do, then you have to consult the company beforehand if you can perform that particular modification. And once again, if there are no authorized painters in the area, the company will send you down a professional to oversee the painting so you get the optimal results. Number 5. They decide when you get the car. For almost every person who ever goes to buy a car, The experience involves walking into a dealership with a credit card, picking a car, paying for it, and walking out as a brand new owner. And while some level of pizzazz is expected from Rolls-Royce, the most incredible part of that experience is the time. You see, since 90% of all Rolls-Royce orders have some level of customization, all cars have on average a delivery period of 12 months. And in some cases, if the company decides it needs more, it can go well above that. Number 4. The company decides if you can buy a car. If the entire cost problem isn't already enough to tell you that Rolls-Royce can only be bought by exclusive people, rest assured, the fact that the company will always run a background check on whether you are of the right financial status to even buy a car will quickly make you reconsider just how exclusive it is. That's right, to buy a Rolls-Royce, you don't just have to be able to afford the obscene cost. You also have to be able to routinely pay the massive maintenance fees that the car incurs. So the company will always ask for income statements and take a look at your credit history to see if you are, for lack of a better word, worthy of Rolls-Royce ownership. Number 3. Your driver will be judged. If you thought that the company's standards for drivers was tough, just wait till you hear about the fact that they screen every single chauffeur and driver that is meant to drive one of these cars. And since more than 90% of these cars will be chauffeured all their lives with everyone like maintenance and care being in the driver's hands, it's not a shock that when an owner decides on a designated driver, the company asks for the driver's background information to determine if they're a good fit for the position. Number 2. You cannot buy a Rolls-Royce. You commission it. Seeing as the cars are nothing less than a luxury cruise on a road, it is only appropriate to use the term commission, a fact that is made all the more apparent when you consider the fact that the cars are often made with custom adjustments, like a commissioned art or jewelry piece. But it seems like overkill that the word buy is never used by the company even once. That's right, be in a pamphlet, their website, or a talk at a dealership, the only word uttered concerning a car, and by extension, the one you are expected to use, is commission. Number 1. They expect you to give them the car back. If you ever wondered why you never see a Rolls-Royce at a scrapyard, here's the answer. You see, because Rolls-Royce is such an exclusive brand, the company just can't expect their cars to be disposed of like the rest of our peasant mobiles. So instead, the company requests customers return the cars to a designated point when they reach the end of their journeys. To quote them on the issue, Rolls-Royce Motor Cars recommends handing the vehicle in at a take-back point nominated by the manufacturer at the end of its life cycle. And well, that's just a glimpse of how jaw-droppingly exclusive the experience of Rolls-Royce ownership can be. Hope you enjoyed watching today's video, and if you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more.